Hey guys, it's Eric with American Muscle here. In this video, we're going to be doing a review and install of the SR Performance cold air intake in black for all 1994 to 98 Ford Mustangs with the V6 engine. Now you should really be taking a look at this kit from SR Performance if you want a relatively affordable, easy way to increase the throttle output and get some more power out of your V6 Mustang with an installation that's very easy that you could do yourself. Now included with this kit is a reusable air filter that allows much greater airflow than your factory air box. Not to mention it's serviceable, meaning you can clean it, re-oil it, reinstall it every few thousand miles, saving you some money down the road as opposed to having to buy a new air filter. Now the real improvement I think you're going to notice yourself when you're driving is when you hit the gas, you're going to get a much crisper throttle response. Not to mention a cold air intake is really a great place to start if you're adding other modifications to your car like those that we sell here at AmericanMuscle.com. Now if you like popping the hood on your car and seeing an aftermarket performance look in your engine compartment, a cold air intake is simply a must-have on that list of modifications. Not to mention, like I said before, it's a great place to start if you're doing other things to add horsepower or different driving behavior from your car, like a pedal commander. Now priced around $100, guys, this kit competes well against other cold air intakes that we offer here at AmericanMuscle.com. Now if you're anything like me, you like turning a wrench on your own vehicle. Now this kit is an easy way to do that. In fact, I'm giving it a very basic 1 out of 3 wrenches on our difficulty meter. Some basic hand tools that I'll tell you about here in just a second are all you're gonna need to get this job done in about an hour. So with that said, let's go ahead and take a look at the tools we're gonna need and get to the installation. Okay guys, the tools we're gonna use for this installation include an adjustable wrench, flathead screwdriver, Phillips head screwdriver, a 10mm crescent, a 10mm ratcheting wrench, a 3/8 to 1/4 adapter, 10mm and 8mm sockets, an extension, a socket wrench, and an electric impact driver. All right guys, now we're ready to uninstall our factory intake. To do that, we're gonna be loosening some clamps, disconnecting this hose right here, as well as a couple of sensors. Now keep in mind, you have to retain your mass airflow sensor housing, as well as the 2 sensors that are connected to it. We're gonna have to reuse those for the installation. All right, first step, we're gonna disconnect this hose here. Might be handy to have a towel ready. You might get a drip or 2 of oil that comes out of this. Shouldn't be too much. If you have a lot of oil coming out of this, you have a problem, but this will just pull itself out. No real oil there, but I'm gonna keep it wrapped in a towel just to keep things clean, and it'll help weigh it down and set it aside. All right, now we're gonna disconnect the sensors here. You have one here and one here that feed around to this plug that actually attaches it to the car. So really you only have to disconnect this one, and this will come off. These wires will come off with the rest of the housing. All right, go ahead and grab yourself an 8mm socket to undo the factory clamp here. Once you have that loose, you should just be able to kind of twist it and work it off, like that. Okay, next we're gonna separate the air cleaner from the mass airflow sensor housing, and we're gonna undo this clip, and you have another one just like it down here. And you should be able to lift this away. All right, next we're gonna remove the air cleaner box. Again, 8mm. That bolt comes out. All right, now with this top bolt removed, just go ahead and grab the housing at both sides here and just kind of pull it up and it comes out. All right guys, as you can see, we have our factory unit up here and our aftermarket SR Performance kit on the table for a little side-by-side comparison. Now obviously, this generation Mustang, yours might look like this too, a little bit dirtied up. It's got some miles on it. We're gonna be replacing that with nice, clean, new parts, as well as, if you look at this tubing up here, this is the part that it connects right to your intake. We're gonna be replacing that with a nice, smooth, bent tube, so you're not gonna have that turbulent airflow going into your intake. It's gonna be a nice, smooth airflow, as well as more airflow, thanks in large part to this less restrictive air filter that is cleanable and reusable. And speaking of that air filter, I'm just gonna unclick this. We already did this in the uninstall, and we mocked it back up to show you the comparison here, but this is your factory style air filter you're getting right here. A lot less restrictive airflow through this one. And this one obviously is a one-time use and it's already starting to kind of come apart. You got a much more solid unit here. And like I said, cleanable, you're gonna be saving some money on air filters down the road. So with that said, we're gonna be reusing these two sensors, and this housing will connect in between these two bits of tubing. So let's go ahead and do the install. First, we're gonna loosen this clamp right here. All you need is a small flathead screwdriver. Once you have that nice and loose, go ahead and grab. If you have a crescent wrench that's about a 24 to 26 millimeter, that'll work here. I don't, so I'm using these pliers here. You're just gonna have to break the seal, and then this will screw right out. Next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna release these clamps around here. We're gonna pull this part of the mass airflow housing out, and that'll help us get to the actual sensor that we're gonna preserve for the installation. And this is the piece here we're going to reuse for the install. All right, since we're preserving all this wiring here, kind of have this weird grommet type situation, you're going to have to pop it in on this side that I'm working on right here. Kind of push around the sides of it. Should be able to push it through like that. And bring your wiring out. All right, and we're going to take out all four of these bolts here. These are all 10 millimeters. All right guys, now while we have the table out and some components up here, I'm just going to show you how to attach our mass airflow sensor to the new tubing from SR Performance. The kit comes with this rubber gasket. You can go ahead and kind of fit this on here. It matches the size and circumference of the kind of small rubber gasket that's already on there, so you don't have to strip that off. Just make sure your holes line up. And this new hardware that comes in the kit, it's 10 millimeter for both the nut and the bolt. And then repeat that for the other 4 bolts. All right guys, if you remember from the uninstall portion of this video, there was this little rubber grommet that black bolt fit through. We're reusing that. It slides in right there on this new SR Performance bracket. So we're gonna go ahead, you're gonna wanna have it so the flange is out this way, and insert your intake tube right here. Now this is the tube that we bolted the MAF to. Now the instructions might tell you to mount this bracket on your car first and then mount the tube and then from underneath your car, attach your filter. We're gonna try it a little bit different way. It might make it a little bit easier for you. Otherwise, you're gonna be jacking up your car, lifting it, getting underneath there, and I think it might be a little bit more difficult to do it that way. So go ahead and get one of these clamps. There's a large clamp in the kit. It would be obviously the one that fits here, and get that over your filter. And all you need is a Phillips head. Tighten this up. And we're gonna feed it down into place. All right guys, and you're gonna see two pieces like this in your kit. These are thread points so that you mount these down in these rubber grommets down here, just like this, real simple. Just push them into place. And that's gonna give us some threading for when we put the bracket down in here, we can tighten it down with a couple of bolts. All right guys, now we're gonna feed this with the air filter down into this opening here. And as you work this in, as you can see, this is loose thanks to this rubber piece here that insulates the bracket from your tubing, so you don't have to worry about getting all scuffed up. But you can twist this as you need to, because you are gonna need to twist it a little bit. As this goes down in, that flange is gonna have to clear one of the lines for your air conditioning system. All right guys, now that we have this in place, this bracket, go ahead and line up those holes down below with those two pieces we pushed into the rubber grommets earlier. Once you get them lined up, I already have a bolt started there, and that'll help you get it placed to line up the other ones. Now this one that I'm twisting with my fingers right now, just till it gets a little tight, is kind of tight down in there. So if you have a ratcheting wrench, that would be a perfect tool for this. It's a 10mm fitting, so go ahead and grab that black bolt that we undid up here during the uninstall and fish that in and tighten it up as best you can. And this is an 8mm. All right guys, now the kit comes with two rubber connections. You're gonna wanna grab the one that's basically the same size at both ends and larger. That's the one you're gonna slide on here. I've done that already, as well as started a clamp. So once that's on there, it's a pretty snug fit. You might wanna take some PB Blaster or similar type of lubricant and put some on your finger, just kind of run it around the inside here. That'll help this go on a lot easier. But once it's on, you can use your Phillips head screwdriver and tighten that down. Okay guys, now before we fit on the upper part of the intake pipe, go ahead and grab your IAF sensor. This is a thread right here, and you're gonna wanna put it in this hole with this rubber grommet on there. It's very snug, you're gonna have to push in hard and twist. Once you get those threads to bite, it will screw in. And the test to make sure that you have it seated in far enough is you should be able to see the sensor element sticking up into the tube. All right, we'll slide another clamp on here on this rubber connector. And go ahead and feed this in. You're gonna wanna put it in about as far as she'll go. We're not gonna tighten this up right now until we figure out our fitment up at the top end. All right, now take the other rubber connector, get your clamps on there, make sure your bolt heads are sticking out so you can access them once it's on. This is the one that's clearly larger on one side than the other. Fit the larger side on the black tube here, and the smaller side will connect direct to your intake. Your throttle assembly, I should say. I kind of twisted this a little bit, which is why we left it loose down low. And now we got a nice snug fit. We'll go ahead and tighten these clamps down. All right, now you can go ahead and tighten up this clamp on the lower end. All right, then go ahead and reconnect your wiring harnesses. All right, now go ahead and grab this line. You have this elbow connector here. You're not going to need that anymore, as this will slide in over top. And get enough on there so you have a good snug fit. Okay guys, that about wraps up this review and install of the SR Performance cold air intake in black for all 1994 to 98 Ford Mustangs with the V6 engine. And of course, for all things Mustang, keep it right here at AmericanMuscle.com.